Okay, here's a tiny little update. Haven't gotten much done, but I'm inching closer. I got through the whole front end, suspension, lubing, tightening everything. Made these sway bar mount brackets because the CPP, they didn't send them, and I didn't really feel like waiting on them. Got my drain line on. This is a little heat shield for that. I'm going to get some safety wire and safety wire it up. I'm going to grab a flashlight. Welded on some fittings onto the water pump. The one facing us is a 1/2 inch 90, and it's going to come up here to the water cooling port on the turbo and then head to the heater core. And then the other fitting is the 3/4 inch pointing down. It's going to loop down underneath and back up over there. This is the Mr. Gasket straight water neck. Basically, I had to get rid of the stock one because, I mean, my bottom hose is like down over here and pointing that way. Wasn't going to work. This is the water neck piece, and the part number there, 2671 Jegs. It was like 30 bucks maybe. And then here's the thermostat that I used. It's a 180 degree, but it worked perfect. It comes with the gasket and the bolts, so that was pretty slick. These are the fuel fittings that I'm going to use, 5/16 and the 3/8. These are much better fittings. They actually have a threaded connection to hold the line on. Whereas, and I've used these before, and I don't know if these are the Jegs brand or if these are Russell or what they are. They do the same thing, but the only thing that holds them on is this plastic little retainer, and there's no like safety lock that goes on afterwards for these. And I mean, if you read around on the internet, people seem to hate these, like they've burned down cars because they came loose. I know these fit really tight and they were hard to even get on. You'd want to lube them up really well. And I've used them. I used them on my S10. That was just stock fuel pressure, but with the rising rate, with boost, these are, I think I'm going to feel a lot safer with those. I got the Hydro Boost booster mounted. It definitely had a different bolt pattern here, so I drilled 2 new holes. The old holes used to have a 4-bolt pattern here and down below, so I trimmed that off just so it'd look better. And then I had to open up the hole a little bit for this to go in. The master cylinder that I have is like a universal from Jegs, but it's like a Mopar. I couldn't tell you what it come off of, but it's a disc, really lightweight master cylinder. But the problem I'm having here is the hole in the back of the master cylinder is recessed, and so is my little dinger. So I'm gonna have to machine up some kind of little spacer for that to work right. Now on the inside here, that is the stock rod out of the Hydro Boost master cylinder that has just been cut, shortened, and then threaded. It's 3/8 by 24. I threaded it, and the stock rod for the wagon threaded right on. There was just enough room for everything to clear, and it's like the perfect length. Here is where my throttle cable came through. I had to keep it down lower than I like because of the wiper linkage there, but it's gonna work. I just got to build my lower half of the pedal. I didn't have a pedal to scavenge from, so I hammered this thing out, forged in fire style. I'm going to drill a hole in it and cut a slot for that cable, and then I'll weld this to the stock pedal. Got one more awesome update. I sent my injectors off to Eric Durr for cleaning and flowing. I had 3 stock truck intakes. One was a 99.53 with like, I don't know, it was the 21 pound per hour injectors, and then I had 2 6-liter intakes that had I can't remember the part numbers. It was 628 and 699, last 3 digits, but the 25 pound per hour. I decapped all 24 and sent them to him, and I got back one set. Well, I haven't got them back yet, but he called me Friday, and shipping them out Saturday. One set is coming back at 78 pounds per hour and only a 3% variance, and the other set came out at 72 pounds and basically no variance. There was one injector that was 1% difference. Can't remember if it was high or low, but it was really close. And I don't know which set I'm going to use, but either would probably be perfectly fine. So, and that's a heck of a deal. It didn't cost me as much as I thought it was going to cost. He got them done in a couple days. In a day, basically, and shipped out 2 days. 2 days turnaround. And I can't wait to get them back, get them on the car. I'm getting closer. What I've got left to do is finish up my brakes here, run brake lines to front and rear. Everything's there. I just got to run brake lines, power steering lines. I have everything. I have to run it up here into the power steering rack. Then I got to start on a downpipe. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. I'll probably just drive it without a hood for a little while. And then, yeah, I've got my heater hoses over there, and I'll show you a couple parts too. Alright, what I got is, these are all my adapters. Transmission cooler adapter. Here's my wideband. Here's a El Cheapo Bosch boost and vacuum gauge. Power steering adapters. This is a pretty cool little piece for that fuel regulator fitting that always deteriorates and falls apart. Dorman sells a help connector. There's the part number. Fuel line, power steering hose. This is going to be my fuel system for now. I know I'm not going to be able to push it too hard with just a Walbro 255 and a stock fuel filter, but that's what I'm going to do for the time being. There's my turbo oil fitting. Put on. The other one was leaking. This is something pretty cool. I got 2 of them because I got another wiring harness to do for another guy. But this is the BP Automotive LS standalone harness retrofit kit. It's like 75 bucks. Everything comes pre-labeled. The $75 one only has 2 relays. See if I can get a good picture. Fuel pump and the ignition. So if you want to run fans, that's going to be on a separate relay, which is fine with me. That way I can run a really big relay for that. But it's all fused. And it's really easy. It's just, a few wires in and out, one bank of coils and the other bank of coils, and then injectors, and I mean, you guys know how this works, but it's all there, and then the fuel pump wire, and then this is how you power it up. It's pretty slick, and it comes with the OBD2, and comes with a roll of tape. But that's going to make it pretty simple because I've basically already got it down to just hooking up these wires and running an ignition wire to it, so that's going to be pretty slick. This is that nickel copper brake line and the 3/16 flare fittings, but this stuff here, I've used it, I used it on my Studebaker pickup, but it flares really well, it bends really easy, it doesn't rust, it looks like new on that other truck, so I recommend that. It's like $50 for this 50-foot roll or something, but it's really nice, and obviously it's one length, so you can run without making, a bunch of splices or anything.